Hello, William. Thanks for coming. I know we only met last week following your assessment, but I could see you needed some time to absorb the comments. Now, I thought we could spend the next hour or so focusing constructively on your educational plan and see where we get to. Is that okay with you?
Well, like I said last week, it's not okay, really, because, quite frankly, the way I see it, my career has been damaged by a group of people who hardly know me. I'm head and shoulders above the other trainees. Put it this way, I have some good papers already published, my research is going well, and clinically, I know I'm good.
Yes, I know it must be difficult, but we need to move on now and look ahead positively. You know, I am committed to helping you develop your teamworking and communication skills, and we can look at your logbook as well. Now, since we met last week, have you had any ideas about what you want to do?
You know, it's hard to come up with ideas for development when you don't agree with what the panel said. I know you said you wanted to help me, and that's great. Well, do you think you could write a letter to the deanery with me? Because quite frankly, I want to complain about this. Look, it's not easy for me. I have family problems at the moment, with my father-in-law being unwell and everything.
Listen, William, I'm sorry to be direct, but my advice to you would be to keep your head down, take on board the feedback, and we get on and develop an educational plan for you. Let's start with teamworking. Now, you did a 360 before your last assessment, and that showed that the nursing staff in particular were unhappy about the way you delegate jobs to them, sometimes with how you speak to them and with your contribution to day-to-day work on the wards. You really need to think about ways to keep them on board in the future, don't you think?
Actually, the feedback from the nurses has been distorted by one particular nurse who's hated me ever since I've started. Look, I'm the one who feels bullied.
Well, putting that aside for one moment, how do you feel about communication more generally, say, with the consultants and other trainees?
I think I'm an okay communicator. I mean, I don't go out of my way to upset anybody. Look, my focus is on the patients and their care. That's where my priorities lie.
Yes, William, but what you have to understand is that your team leader... Listen, William, we really need to move forward with your educational plan. We've got to address the issues that have been raised before your next assessment comes round. Why don't you look at some courses that might be useful? Say a team leadership course or a communication skills course? Have you ever been on one? Why don't you ask your colleagues what they've found useful? Look, I'm not going to devise an educational plan for you, but you do need something in place. Let's meet again in a couple of weeks, all right?
Okay, let's do that. And I'll see if I get a response from my letter to the deanery.